The 0-0 draw between Manchester City and Crystal Palace has blown it up, hasn't it, with regards to this Premier League title race. Liverpool in action against Arsenal on Wednesday. A win for Jurgen Klopp's side will see them close the gap on City to just 1 point. According to the bookies, they are favourites 11-10 on Arsenal at 5-2. Draw coming in at 3-1. Robbo and Jules are with us. Hey, it's exciting, Robbo.
It certainly is exciting for both clubs. I mean, the Premier League race is great as well. You know, that draw against Crystal Palace from Man City has opened it up for Liverpool. They've got so much to play for at Arsenal. If they can win that, and they play Man City at the Etihad as well, if they can win their next 10 games, the last 10 games, they win the title. So it's a massive game they're playing against Arsenal this week.
Does what happened at Selhurst Park yesterday change anything for their mentality going into this, Robbo?
Yes, I think it does. I think they will know that they're desperate to win the game. Before, maybe they thought that Man City were out of sight and they were focusing on maybe other things, and the win wasn't quite as important. They want to win this game. They know they've got a great chance now of winning the Premier League. And I think that Jurgen Klopp will get his best side out. They'll play at a high tempo, but they're going to have to play well to beat Arsenal, who at the moment are looking a totally different side to what we saw at the start of the season. They're a side in form. It will be difficult for them.
Yeah, we'll talk about Arsenal in a moment. I'm intrigued by the mentality of Liverpool going into this, because they knew if they win every game, then they'll pretty much be title winners. That's changed slightly now, obviously, with the dynamic of what happened at Selhurst Park. Does it change their mentality in the fact that they will look at this as a massive opportunity and put more pressure on themselves?
If they were sitting back watching the game against Crystal Palace and then you see 0-0, all of a sudden you sit up if you're a Liverpool player. You're like, wait. We thought we needed to be perfect, but that's still the mentality.
Right.
That's still the plan. And now it's a guarantee. We're perfect. From here on out, we're going to win the title. And Manchester City cannot do anything about it. That is the part that I think if you're a Liverpool player, you now revel in that. You now are rallying around that idea and saying, it's about us. We control it. It's our title if we go and get it. And so we cannot afford to do what Manchester City just did and lose points to Crystal Palace, or lose points in this case against Arsenal. So I do think that for the players, it's just a notice to sit up, take notice, and say, whatever message Jurgen Klopp has been putting out in the locker room and saying, we're perfect, we're going to win this, now it's for real. We're perfect. We're really going to win this. I think Liverpool are in a great place right now.
You agree, Robert? You embrace this kind of challenge as a player?
Absolutely. And Ali's got it absolutely right. You know, they'd have been sitting back in previous games and think, well, Man City are going to win the title. They're not going to lose and drop points. You know, we'll just keep plugging away and hope for the best. Now they look at it and think, well, we beat Arsenal. Then we go to the Etihad later on in the season and get a result there. We've got every chance of winning the Premier League. They're going to up their game by 5-10% if that's possible.
Now, speaking of up your game, Jules, obviously we know Arsenal a good run going into this clash, but even during this good run, the one criticism that's been thrown at them is that when they come up against a proper side, they can't compete. Has that changed?
Well, we'll find out, I guess, on Wednesday. Remember the League Cup semi-final second leg at the Emirates after they drew 0-0 with 10 men against 11 for most of the game in Liverpool, and they thought, okay, maybe this is the time, and Liverpool were too good for them that night. So it'd be very interesting to see if Arteta keeps the same approach that we've seen in the last few weeks, which have worked really well, and they're really in form, as you said. They're certainly on the up. Everything is clicking well. They defend well. They attack well. Whether it's through verticality and quick transition, or keeping the ball a bit more and moving it around, and they move the ball really well, or it's a bit more a cautious approach, and because it's Liverpool and it's Mo Salah and Sadio Mane and Diogo Jota or Luis Diaz and their strong midfield, it would be very interesting to see. But certainly I think what has changed certainly is these Arsenal players now really believe they can have a go at Liverpool and go and attack them, and they can actually win this game and beat them, which I don't think was the case maybe even in that League Cup semi-final second leg. So that certainly has changed. The mindset has changed, the momentum, the confidence have changed as well, which makes for a very interesting game.
How should Arsenal approach this, Robbo?
The way they've been approaching most games recently, because what they're doing at the moment is they're choosing the right times when to press the ball and the right times when to drop off and be compact. And they're going to have bad spells in the game. And they've got to make the right decisions when they're having those bad spells in games. And that's what's made them so much better recently. Because in previous seasons, and maybe earlier on in the season, when they were having the bad spells, they were too easy to play against. They're not an easy side to play against. The question marks they've got is, how do they cope? If Salah and Mane do play, there's a question mark over Salah. What do they ask their fullbacks to do? Go and exploit the fact they don't go back and Tierney get forward down one side, Cedric down the other side? Or do they stay compact and keep a back four and rely on the speed of the wide players, whether it be Martinelli on one side, Saka on the other side, to go and expose the fullbacks like Trent Alexander-Arnold? It's going to be a fascinating game, a good tactical game, but whoever wins the midfield, I think, will win the game.
He says that on FIFA all the time. All the time he says that on FIFA.
To you.
Yeah.
I was actually promoting myself on that occasion.
Right, let's get some predictions then, Robbo.
I'm going to go for an Arsenal win by 2-1.
Wow. And you hate Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
What? Wow. Jules.
I go 1-1.
And you love Arsenal.
Well, I guess I'm the only one who believes that Liverpool players actually are going to sit up and take notice and know that if they go perfect, they win this whole thing. I'm going to say Liverpool win it.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.